Education is the key to a bright future.
So I want to talk a little bit about education and share with you a little bit about what's really in my heart. As someone who's from a sciences background, don't mind if I share a little bit about guys who are into sciences. So a long time ago, a man named Isaac Newton sat down under an apple tree, and an apple fell on his head, and instead of just massaging away the bump on his head, he came up with certain laws, certain theories that are important to science. And some of us know them as Newton's laws of motion. And another is a Greek mathematician named Archimedes. This one lived in a time, where people were trying to figure out how do we measure, the volume of irregular objects like rocks, like human beings and stuff like that. So I think he was pretty tired one evening, so he decided to take a bath. And then when he filled his bathtub and got into the bathtub, he noticed that water spilled out, and he kind of figured out that the same amount of water that spills out is the same amount that represents my volume. So excited about this discovery, he jumps out of the bathtub and runs out into the street, but he has forgotten to put on his clothes. And so he's running out there screaming, "Eureka! I've done it!" But he's very much naked, So I'm not really here to talk about crazy people who run naked in the streets and the sort, but I'm here to make you note that these people changed the world and the world as we see it. And what is this? The reasoning behind that? It's because they had this wonderful tool called education. And let me start off by saying education is a lifelong process that improves one's knowledge, skills, personality, and attitude.
Yes, sir.
It is a weapon for people to live a high quality life, and it makes people easy to govern and impossible to be enslaved. So, like I said, education is lifelong, which simply means you never stop learning. And as empowermefirst.college, we believe that education is a tool that liberates. It sets you free from bondage. It opens up the mind and allows you to see the world in a better color. And it allows you to interpret things differently. Archimedes could have just interpreted the spilled water as just another mess that he had to clean. But instead, education helps you overcome the messy background. It helps you overcome your messy circumstances, and you can be liberated into fullness of possibility. And education allows you to see so many possibilities in your life. Education is an equalizer. What do I mean by equalizer? It is our belief that if you are educated, you have the capability to live a high quality life. You have the capability to be successful. You have the capability to move from poverty.
Yes, sir.
And this is because there is a high need in the world. There is a high demand for the educated. So people who are educated usually make the best leaders. They can analyze better the surroundings around them, and they can determine what is needed, and they can innovate solutions that propel humanity forward. Education encourages inquisitiveness, and it is this curiosity that always leads to innovation. There's a guy called Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. We read so many times about how he failed about 1,000 times, and on the 1001 try, he got it right. So the key is to keep on learning, adapting, and trying to develop concepts and ideas. And education means we learn and understand and apply and we innovate. Therefore, education makes us change makers. We can leave a legacy even after we are gone. We still talk about his light bulb. I guess everyone in your household, you have a light bulb.
Yes, sir.
It's because of one person. So the world is changing at an alarming pace. And the people that are behind in the education bracket are being left behind. And I was reading an article about how artificial intelligence is taking away people's jobs. And at the same time, I was quite amazed about how so many people are failing to adapt to these changes. But for those who are continuously learning, they will be ahead of the changes and be prepared of whatever happens. And I have analyzed that most of the world's problems currently come from two things. Number one, we have people that are educated and a large pool of uneducated. And so the educated will tend to take advantage of those that are not educated, because the uneducated do not know their rights and their roles within society, and so they depend on people that they feel know more than they do. So they will wait for the knower to make decisions, for the knower to change the circumstances, and therefore, if you are uneducated, you pretty like most of the times will live as a slave. Number two, people who are not educated enough to take care of their environment and their families and their communities. We have problems like global warming, but yet carbon emissions are still going up. This is because people do not really know what to do. Therefore, we really need this tool called education. We have unlearned people with ideas that can change the world, but these ideas can never be expressed because they do not know how to approach, the release of these ideas. And therefore, the educated people can exploit these ideas and use them as if they are their own. And so, as empowermefirst.college, we believe that education empowers people. It gives you the power and liberty to make proper decisions in the community and in the nation. We believe that education is the key to success and prosperity. Well, people will say the likes of Bill Gates and Zuckerberg were not degreed, yet they're successful. But you have to understand that these guys invested time in education. They dedicated themselves to learning skills and to learning about computers and coding. And those are the things that they learned and applied, and they got them to where they are. So to everyone, I would advise you to grab every opportunity to learn something new. Change your life, change your future, and change the future of mankind. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to the next generation. I am Mduduzi Moyo, the head of educational planning at empowermefirst.college. Good day.
Oh yeah, come on now, let's support this cause. Come on now, let's support this cause, yeah. To educate the youth, is to educate the whole world, and to empower the youth, is to empower the nation. I said to educate the youth, is to educate the whole world, and to empower the youth, is to empower the nation. I said to educate the young people, is to educate the whole world, to empower the young people, is to empower the nation. Empowermefirst.college is here. Let's join our hands to empower the youth. empowermefirst.college is here.
Let's join our hands to empower the youth.
Moving around all over the world.
Let's join our hands to save the world.
Moving around all over the world.
Let's join our hands to save the world.
Save the nations. Empower the youth. Save